guess I'll do it. All right, welcome to the NotPros podcast. Here we're going to talk about a couple of the matches for NXT Takeover Brooklyn, which we are on our way, currently headed there. So we are excited. We're pumped. Sorry if I don't look at the camera. I kind of have to look at the road so we don't crash. But we're just going to go match by match, give our predictions, and maybe we might do something fun where the loser has to, I don't know.
We have not decided yet.
We haven't jumped. Yeah, we haven't decided yet. But we'll see what we come up with. But let's start off with the first match. Gian, what's going to be the first match on the card?
Do you have it ready?
Right here I have the NXT North American Championship with Adam Cole.
Baby!
Dang it, I missed it.
And Ricochet.
Adam Cole, Ricochet.
Who wants to go first?
All right, I'll go first.
I'll make it easy. I'll just say Adam Cole because Adam Cole. That's my reason.
You gotta speak up, boy.
I said Adam Cole because he's Adam Cole. That's all.
I love Adam Cole. Let's see. I think Ciampa's gonna retain the title.
Well, you're jumping ahead.
I know,
here,
but I have to in order for all this to make sense.
Okay.
Because we know. If I think Adam Cole's gonna retain, so I'm going with Adam Cole.
Okay.
And I love Ricochet, but I don't know. I think it's still slightly too soon. I think he can have a couple more pay-per-view matches and then have a championship match.
Okay. So this one's a tough one for me for a couple reasons. Because I feel if you give Ricochet the belt now, then what do you do with Adam Cole? I mean, he's beyond over, right? But then if you don't give the belt to Ricochet, then what do you do with Ricochet? Because he had the Velveteen, feud. That was great. That was awesome. But then what do you do if Adam Cole retains? Then what do you do with Ricochet moving forward? Who knows what's going to happen with the Gargano and Ciampa thing as far as that belt is concerned. So then they might just headline the next couple takeovers. So like, what do you then do with someone like Ricochet, who's also over with the crowd, and you still have EC3 out there? I don't know. So my gut says Adam Cole's going to retain, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ricochet got it. But I'm gonna go officially with Adam Cole.
So that's 3 Adam Coles, basically.
3 Adam Coles. Okay.
3 Adam Coles, okay.
It's not getting interesting yet.
Not yet.
All right.
So
and he's probably gonna lose it, and we're all gonna be wrong.
We're all gonna go 0 for 5.
Yeah. All right.
So next I got the NXT Tag Team Championship, which is Undisputed and Mustache Mountain. And I have a note here. That's just the last time these guys fought, it was 5 stars from Dave Meltzer.
And
Yes.
we were there.
And we were there.
At Full Sail.
And now that they're gonna have another match, this time at Brooklyn, in front of probably the most passionate people. And I don't want to say in the country, but a lot of passionate, just a lot of
people that are willing to drive
15
15 hours to get to Brooklyn.
Yes.
So if that got 5 stars, if that was a good match already, could you imagine the rematch at a takeover setting?
It's gonna be hard to top that other match.
It is going to be hard to top that, yeah. Especially when you don't expect it. I think that's when it's hard to top it.
Because I have this match as my match of the night potential. Because you have someone like Tyler Bate. The man barely 21 years old, and he's already have how many 5-star matches on his, I'm thinking Johnny Gargano, my bad. That someone that damn good, and he's barely 21 years old. And you have Undisputed Era. Every match they go, it's always a good match.
And they're probably still, once again, they're gonna be the most over act in the whole show. So
real quick sidebar, real quick.
All right.
Who's better, Undisputed Era with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, or Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong?
Well,
I kind of vote for Strong. I haven't seen, only because he's by himself. He's so good by himself. Bobby Fish by himself, I haven't seen too much of, but
we're talking about together, tag team.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Because they're so good individually, then I think they know how to complement each other as a tag team. So I vote for Roderick Strong.
How about you, Gian?
Well, here's the thing. I love Bobby Fish.
I do too. I love them together. Yes.
One of the best tag teams, I would say.
A lot of cool moves and stuff.
And I've always thought about Roderick Strong should join Undisputed. And then, Bobby Fish got injured, right? And we were thinking, it's just going to be O'Reilly and Adam Cole. And then that was when New Orleans came about. It's like, so it's Cole's going to pull double duty. And I never thought that Roderick Strong would, turn heel and join Undisputed, right?
Yeah.
But now that I see how good he with Kyle O'Reilly, I'm going to have to say that...
My bad.
I'm going to have to say Strong and Kyle O'Reilly as well. But I do love Kyle O'Reilly with Bobby Fish because they've had history before.
Yeah.
I like to see something new. I like that dynamic.
I think maybe that's why I like it too.
I like what they have now,
Definitely.
but there's not saying that Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly was any good. They are still good together.
I think Roderick joining Undisputed was probably the best thing that could happen for his NXT career because I don't think he was going anywhere.
He wasn't going anywhere. He had something with Bobby Roode. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
Bobby Roode at the SmackDown.
Yeah, well, people weren't. It was like the crowd was starting to go against. They were starting to go against Roderick.
Because he got kind of boring.
Because no one cared about the family man that much. So.
But back to the match. So,
back to the match.
we went off course there.
This is a how do you say a conversational podcast.
Yeah.
So you can just go off a random. You can just go off in another conversation.
So I think Undisputed is going to retain. I think they only did the Mustache Mountain thing to promote NXT UK, and by them, giving them the belt and all that stuff. And I think this is only going to furthermore promote NXT UK because a lot of people don't know who Mustache Mountain is or Tyler Bate and Trent Stevenson. They don't know who these guys are, so now they're going to get to see them on a mainstream level, and I think that's only going to help make NXT UK something that's going to draw the American fans who want to go out and watch it. So I'd be extremely shocked if Mustache Mountain wins. I would be extremely shocked. So I think this one, out of probably all the matches that are going to be going on that night, I think this is probably one of the easier ones to predict.
Yeah. So I'll say Undisputed Era on this one.
Yeah, you don't have what other good heel tag team is there in NXT right now? Like a good heel.
That's not the Mighty.
That's not the Mighty. They're a bunch of jobbers.
The Mighty Jobbers.
Rest in peace, TM61.
So
they were so good.
I mean,
War Raiders are they even heels?
No, I think they maybe wanted them to be heels, but the Full Sail fan loves them so much that when they come across TV, they're not that way, and they don't book them as heels either.
No.
So could they be like Authors of Pain, where they're like
just
bad,
monsters?
Monster team.
Yeah, they're like the Authors of Pain replacements.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
But Authors of Pain were like kind of obvious heels.
Yeah, but people still.
But people did too.
Yeah, because there were just big guys that destroyed everyone.
Yeah.
So I think Undisputed is gonna retain.
I don't know if you guys watched Raw, but
they
started talking normally, and I found that really weird.
It's so bad. I can't stand
they've screwed up probably every single call up that they had at WrestleMania.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just about.
What about Ember Moon? Maybe even her.
Ember Moon?
She's barely on TV anymore.
Every time I watch Raw, she's on there.
She was on there last time only because she had to replace Natalya.
Yeah, basically as
because Natalya wasn't gonna go, so
as Ronda's new best friend.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right, next match. Moving on.
I have EC3.
Wait, did Gian? You predict the tag?
I said.
He said Undisputed.
Okay.
So we're all for two. We all got the same ones so far.
Okay.
All right.
So I got EC3, Ethan Carter III.
No, that's not canon. That's not canon
Not
anymore.
canon. Versus Velveteen Dream. I don't know what to expect, but knowing Dream, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Knowing Dream, because every first time I saw Dream, I was like, whatever, But after I saw him fight Aleister Black, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like and I found that he's only been wrestling for 2 years.
Yeah, that's
the man
crazy.
is a freak.
Yeah,
he is a young phenom that WWE has landed. He's one of the rare guys that have come up through their talent system that is just phenomenal. At a very young age, he's just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of them, it takes them time to really get into it, and find their character, and the fans really love that character. But yeah, he's doing awesome.
Yeah.
All right, who's gonna win, G?
I'm gonna have to say Velveteen Dream.
Wow.
guessing?
I got a feeling. I don't know. I just have this feeling. I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
But I just have a feeling that Dream's gonna take it.
Wow.
Okay. I'm gonna go with EC3 because I don't think he's only done 2 takeovers so far, and he hasn't.
Wait.
All right.
Yeah, because he did the 6-man match. Yeah, he did the 6-man ladder match, and then he was non-existent for the other one.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he did like the pre-show or something like that.
Yeah, he probably did that NXT taping.
So I think that EC3 needs to win.
Yeah.
And Velveteen, he's the kind of guy who can bounce back like real quick.
Yeah.
Even if after a loss. So I think EC3 needs it more than Velveteen does. So I'm going with EC3.
I am also going for EC3. I don't think Velveteen's been in how many takeovers right now? He's been
like 4 or 5 probably.
And has he won any takeover? I don't.
He won against Cassius Ohno, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. He did win that one.
I mean, that's like the only one.
Then after that, he had Aleister, and then he had the 6-man, and then he had Ricochet. So,
I think so, yeah.
Other than that, he hasn't really won anything. And winning against Cassius Ohno is not like, it's.
Everyone does that.
Yeah, he's a gatekeeper,
Yeah.
So, wow, Cassius Ohno was on a takeover.
No, he could be
unless he's on the taping or something.
But so yeah, I think Velveteen is so good in his character that he doesn't need a win. Like, people love him regardless. He doesn't need to win. That's why I see EC3 winning. And EC3 needs, like, he has a lot of hype around the crowd, but eventually, like, I think that hype will die if he's not winning. I think he needs to win, and I think they're gonna put him a win because they're gonna probably build him up after this for something else coming out of this takeover. Depending on what's out there. The other thing too is that consider how many heels they are right now. Like, you got Ricochet who's a star. If he's a face, everybody loves him. You got unless Ricochet loses to Adam Cole, and then they build up not EC3 to face Adam Cole. That's maybe a possible direction they can go in. But then who knows what they do with Ricochet? I don't know.
I'm trying to think of. Yeah, like when you asked it, like how many heels there are, like it's just everyone in NXT. All the NXT universe loves everyone pretty much.
Yeah.
And NXT and the guys
Even
that are
the
guys that are supposed to be heels, they don't feel like heels. Like
unless your name is Kona Reeves.
Yeah, Kona Reeves, but he's not ready for
he's not
take over yet.
But do we love Tommaso Ciampa?
We're starting to, I think, to be honest.
It was hard for me to boo him.
Yeah. Like,
I was booed by peer pressure. I was just booing him for
the
peer
camera.
pressure.
Yeah. For the camera.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so for me, oh wait, you already went?
Yeah, I think EC3 is going to win.
Okay.
I don't see Velveteen winning.
Okay.
We have the odd man out. I said Velveteen Dream.
Okay, again, so
now we're split. We're starting to make some splits here.
All right.
Okay. Then I have the NXT Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane. I'm gonna say this. I think Kairi's gonna come very close, but I think Shayna's gonna get it. I think Shayna is gonna retain. I just have this feeling, but I like to be wrong sometimes, and I would like to see Kairi, but I think they have a long-term plan with Shayna.
Yeah.
So as much as I want to see Kairi win, I just have a feeling that Shayna's gonna retain. So I'm gonna have to go with Shayna.
Yeah, I think that pretty much exactly what you said. Kairi's gonna look strong. She has to, and they're gonna keep referencing the Mae Young thing.
Yeah.
Like, Kairi beat her.
Yeah.
Kairi's the only one that can beat her. Stuff like that. And they're gonna keep referencing that, and that just tells me like, because they didn't even barely reference the fact that Shayna has already beaten Kairi.
Yeah.
In a match. So I'm gonna go with Shayna. I think she's just. I don't know what they're gonna do after that though. What kind of babyface can go against Shayna? Like,
yeah, I think if there's any of their baby faces that should be able to defeat Shayna is Kairi, because she's already defeated her once in the Mae Young Classic, and they're building her up right now to just be.
Don't you think they're trying to do that with Dakota too?
Yeah.
But I think Dakota's more of a long build.
Yeah,
I think Dakota's on that Bayley long build. That she's gonna get beat up a little bit, she's gonna lose, But you know, it's interesting. They might try to bring Candice LeRae into that picture too, because they kind of started doing that with backstage stuff with her and Shayna.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe
And Candice is over with the crowds.
Yeah, and maybe, you know, try to take advantage of that and build her up. I don't know, but so you're going with Shayna retaining.
I'm going with Shayna. Yeah.
See, I think if they're going to, I can see it two ways, because you do have the long build. They want to do the long build with Shayna. They want to keep Shayna the champion, make her look, you know, really strong. So when they eventually take her up, and you got the other 4 horsewomen, I think it really is dependent about how quickly the other 2 can come along, so they can really build that up. If they're gonna do anything like that, I think they might tease it at the women's Evolution pay-per-view. But that one, that is tricky because of that. It's just wondering how they're gonna play that in. But I can also see, like, this would be, if someone's gonna take Shayna out, it's gonna have to be Kyrie. And if it's gonna happen, it would happen, like, I would say, why not now? You know?
Yeah.
And if you do it now, then you have some fresh lineup for Kyrie, because you got they have some good women heel that could you know, create a storyline with Kyrie. You have Lacey Evans.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. I feel like the women have more heels. Like,
you have Lacey Evans. You have Bianca Belair.
Vanessa Bourne.
But I don't think she's up there yet. No, she's not ready yet. I don't think she's up there yet. But you have at least those 2 alone, Bianca and Lacey Evans.
And Lacey is, like, on her way up.
Yeah, she's absolutely on her way up. And so I think if you're gonna do it, the time is now. And they can still kind of do something with Shayna. I mean, keep in mind too, they're gonna have a long build up to War Games. Yeah. Because you're gonna have at least 3 tapings before that pay-per-view. So I mean, they can still do some intricate stuff there in that storyline. But I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. If I have to go with my gut, as much as I hate saying this because I'm a big Shayna fan, I love Shayna, I'm gonna go with Kyrie.
Hey, we just hit South Carolina. Sorry.
We just, if you're watching the video, we just passed South Carolina, or we're going into South Carolina from Georgia. So making our way.
It's my first time here.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Kyrie, and I'm not as big on Kyrie as everybody else is. I see her a little bit too Disney princess-ish for me, but
that's why everyone loves her.
But she's probably great for my 6-year-old. My 6-year-old love her, but you know, for me, I'm like, I like Shayna more. You know, snapper tap type of idea. You know, but I think I'm gonna go with Kyrie.
Kyrie. Okay.
What's next?
Well, like I said, I don't mind Kyrie. I just feel like I just have this feeling that Shayna's gonna win.
Also, depending on how the end of the show is gonna go, that might also determine who wins that one, because that's the right before the main event, right?
Usually, I mean,
so
I think so. Yeah. At this point, yeah, it should be the second to last one.
So like if Shayna's the heel, and then Ciampa is also a heel, you know?
Yeah.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Okay, so
all right.
Kyrie.
So
right.
Okay, so we're all Shayna, Kyrie.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
And then you have my heart still bleed. My heart still crying.
We might have to edit out some crying right now from Gian.
Give me a second.
You okay, Gian? Are you able to continue?
Let me just put my glasses on. So people that can't see me crying. The NXT Championship. It's Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Wait, is that? I hear some booing.
Yeah.
People already booing Ciampa.
Yeah, it's like that forbidden word, Ciampa, and then everyone's just start booing. So yeah, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, last man standing. Originally, the match was supposed to be triple threat with Aleister Black, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano. Like I said, as a triple threat match, and now it is changed to just Ciampa and Gargano, last man standing.
Whew.
You want to start us off?
Yeah, let me.
Can you?
Hold on.
Compose yourself, sir.
DIY is one of my favorite tag teams of all time. All right.
Oh, you got an introduction to you, Big. Okay.
Yeah.
The fact that this team started in Brooklyn, right?
It's almost like poetry, right?
Yeah. It's just poetry at this point, and it's gonna end in Brooklyn, potentially end it.
So you think?
So I'm trying not to cry. That it's just the fact that I'm gonna be there and witnessing it, it's gonna be hard for me to handle these emotions. I don't know. It's just, to me, the feud between Gargano and Ciampa is getting me all the feelings I've had as a kid that wrestling is real to me again.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wrestling is it's the only medium that they can tell this type of story. And like I said, I feel like a kid again whenever I see these guys fight, because to me it's real all again. Like I buy into this fight. I believe that these guys are legitimately hate each other. And it's just, I never hated anybody. Like, obviously it's a work, I get it, but I never wanted to see someone get their ass kicked as someone like Tommaso Ciampa. And who I have winning, look, I can't see them taking the belt off Ciampa this soon.
Yeah, it's been pretty.
Because I really wanted to see this triple threat.
Yeah, so did I.
I really did. And it's a shame that Black, he's my boy, and to see him taken out. But I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm gonna be there. Ciampa and Gargano again, but this time for the NXT title.
Stakes are higher.
Yeah.
And it's last man standing, so
Yeah.
One man has to stay down for 10 seconds.
That means they're gonna get really close to killing each other.
I don't know what to expect.
I ain't actually worried about that match.
I am concerned. For the first time, I thought that I was concerned with the street fight.
Yeah, I'm actually concerned. Like, they're gonna try to do something to top that.
It's not just gonna be a pinfall. It has to be somebody has to stay down. Somebody has to literally die.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, like I said, I am emotionally attached to this match. So I'm gonna have to go with Johnny. Why? Because I feel like it's time. But to me, the smart in me is telling me it's too soon to take it off Ciampa.
Yeah.
But like I said, I would like to see Johnny win. But let's just say if Ciampa wins, I promise not to, scream in anguish and
we might have to restrain you.
Yeah, because you have to restrain me from getting into that ring and beating up Ciampa myself. But
he'll kill you.
Yeah,
His beard alone would kill you.
No, I'm just kidding. I love Ciampa. He's a tremendous wrestler, tremendous athlete.
Tremendous heel.
He is tremendous. I have no beef with him. I'm just saying that now. I just like the character he has now. It's so despicable.
Yeah.
And he's doing tremendous work. I want to see good stuff, but I got Johnny on this one. I'm hoping good things to come out because I don't know, to be honest. But if I had to pick a guy, it'd be Johnny. That's my whole.
All right, so Johnny's your pick.
Johnny's my pick. Yeah.
All right, Frankie, what you got?
I think that.
Sorry for that long intro.
I think
there's a lot.
We'll edit it. Don't worry.
That's good.
I'm sorry.
I think there's two. You can think of it in two ways because Ciampa, you don't want to take the title off of him yet, but because you had to change stuff up, because I'm pretty sure he was set to retain it anyways when a triple threat.
Yeah.
But they went ahead and they're doing a one-on-one, and this is the third match between them. This could be the last one. So they could say, let's not change too much. Let's fast forward to what we were gonna do at the takeover in Mania or whatever, and let's just go from there and give Johnny the belt because he was supposed to win it over there.
And just give it to him now.
And because because Ciampa won the last match against him already.
Yeah.
Then it's the third match. It's a big deal that it's the third match, and it's like their final match, probably. Or maybe not. They could find a way to extend it, and that'd be fine with me. But so that is one reason to give Johnny the belt.
And another thing, this is the third match in a series, right? Where I'm not complaining.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we were mentioning earlier about Brock and Roman, and we're like, ugh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just shows you the difference of writers and the writing and the filming and the storytelling.
Where you're like, yeah, I want to see them fight again.
Yeah, like you find out that Roman and Brock are you're gonna be headlining again. You're just like, okay, whatever. You find out that Johnny and Ciampa are headlining. This is the third takeover in a row that they're gonna headline, and you're like, you're not even mad about it. You're excited about it. That's awesome. That's great.
And the fact that the NXT title's on the line this time.
Yeah, it just makes it even more like. Even if you told me that they were fighting and the NXT title was even on the line, I'm down. I'm ready to watch that.
The fact that they were the main event of New Orleans and in Chicago, and the title wasn't even on the line.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But with all that said, I think that Ciampa needs to have a reign as a champion. He just has to, and it has to be a long reign. So I'm gonna go with Ciampa. I don't know what's gonna. I don't know what's gonna. Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen with Johnny after that, though. I honestly have no idea.
He'll get called up to 205 Live.
Hopefully not. For the sake of his career, hopefully not.
Well, I mean, it's making a comeback, kind of.
Yeah, I heard, but it's still.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's not the same, and I feel like Johnny needs the NXT title at least to hold it one time.
I feel like NXT wrestlers is like they move on, and they're like NXT was like when they were like in their 20s, and now their life is just over. They just move on.
Yeah. So.
All right, so here we go. This is what I'm thinking. All right, it's a tough one for all the things we talked about because you don't know what direction they're going to go in just because they kind of had to change things up 2 weeks out. I do agree Ciampa needs a long, reign to really take advantage of that heat that he has and that heat that he's created. But I do think that they're gonna. I like what you were saying. I do think they're gonna fast forward because at some point you have the good guy has to win, right? Any great story that's ever been told, the good guy at the end prevails, right? Yeah. So I think that they're gonna fast forward that and just do that storyline where Johnny would win and Johnny prevails and Johnny has his moment and it kind of brings everything to a close because, like you mentioned, it all started in Brooklyn and just everything comes around full circle.
Yeah.
Now, so that's going to be my prediction. I think Johnny's going to win, okay? But this is what I think is going to happen after. You ready for this?
All right. No.
Because they have a long build to War Games, to the next thing, there's going to be 3 tapings. I think that Ciampa will have his rematch clause in one of the Full Sail tapings. He'll retain because Alistair will come back and interfere. And then they'll build up again to go to War Games and have that triple threat for the belt, and Ciampa will be champion again, and then go into that, and then they can carry that into WrestleMania where Ciampa's still champion, and then Gargano can say, well, you know what, we really didn't have a good rematch clause because Alistair interfered. I'll see you at Takeover New York, whatever they're gonna call that.
Yeah.
And then they like just completely end it there. Oh, that's what I'm predicting.
Well, forget there's a takeover before Royal Rumble, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
That guy.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they're gonna build it.
At the one before Royal Rumble, whichever champion they will retain.
Or they can just call up Ciampa and Johnny after SummerSlam. And they can go up and Adam Cole can become the next NXT champion.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be mad about that either.
Yeah.
I'm alright with that. Shoot.
Yeah, so.
Well, that ends it. So I got Johnny, you got Ciampa, and you got Johnny. So those are our predictions. We'll see what happens. We'll come up with some type of punishment for the loser that we'll do when we're in Brooklyn. And we'll see what that looks like. Maybe somebody has to jump off the ferry boat or something. I don't know.
Or swim the Long Island Sound or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be good. You guys will laugh. We'll laugh. Some of us will laugh. Yeah. Or cry.
One of us will be in pain.
All right, that's it. Thank you for watching, for listening. And we'll continue to try to post as much as we can. Remember, this is, we're not professionals or anything like that. We're not Dave Meltzer or anything like that. We're just a bunch of guys that enjoy watching wrestling. And so hopefully you enjoy our take. So I'm Danny. This is
Frankie.
Gian.
All right. Bye.